Welcome back to Lawyers and Libations, episode 35.
35.
Admittedly, we are filming them back to back because we've been super busy and we're trying to catch up and be better about our pod.
Yeah, it's a lot. And there's a lot of pollen and it's spring and I'm about ready to fucking die continuously. So, yay.
It's gross. We were joking in the last episode about all of the yard work I've been doing, and I used the backpack blower yesterday. I was so proud. I not only started it by myself, but I didn't realize how powerful it was, and it weighs a ton. So as I'm like flipping it on my back,
it's very heavy.
It's so heavy, but I think I toggled the switch wrong, so it was also shooting out air at the super high rate, and so I'm like trying to get it on and like spinning around in the garage, and pollen's going everywhere. I was like, this is a hard job.
Yeah, there's no need for it.
Yeah.
But I do love those backpack ones. They're fantastic. So Justin, my ex-husband, used to have a great landscaping design and maintenance and install company, and fucking I'd break those fuckers out and just wander around the backyard for shits and giggles. It's instant gratification is the thing.
Oh my God, I had so much
fantastic.
fun. But the pollen, like every time I'd hit just like a fresh step, it was just like yellow everywhere.
It's brutal.
So update us. What's going on with that that gentleman you dated for a while? Is that still a thing?
Oh, good grief. So we recently broke up, which is very good and healthy and all the things. He just kind of, well, I mean, we'd already broken up and then got back together and then broken up and then got back together. And then Christmas time, we broke up. Did I tell you he asked for his presents back, his birthday presents back?
Yes, we have joked about it. Yeah. I mean, I felt like for me, that's when I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, that's fucking outrageous. So, and then, so then he wrote me an 8-page manifesto, right, of his confessing his full-blown love for me and delivered 4 dozen roses to my house. That was the night before New Year's. And then he decided to bang a girl on New Year's.
After professing?
After confessing.
So he wasn't technically cheating. It was just
he wasn't cheating.
Yeah.
No. Absolutely not. He didn't do anything wrong to me. That's on him, man. You're literally cheating on love at that point. If you actually believe the things that you've written in an 8-page love manifesto, and then you decide to, I don't know, go balls deep in another girl, then that's a problem, right? I mean, but that's on you. It has nothing to do with me. I'm fine with it. So anyway, so then, you know, I was like, well, I mean, like, I guess we'll be friends. You convinced me to be friends if you want to be friends. And then we started to be friends and we were kind of like hanging out again. And then he started to do some of the same stuff. And so I was like, I'm good. I'm out. We're not doing that anymore. And then he wrote me some text message that was like, God, it's fucking hysterical. I'm trying to remember it. It said something of,
welcome to the big leagues.
Welcome to the big leagues. Yeah, that. Welcome to the big leagues. I'm the only guy who can go toe-to-toe with you and we fight. Find yourself a dumber man next time. And I was like, Jesus Christ, man. So I wrote back, thank you so much for expressing your feelings. I respect them and I appreciate it. And I wish you the best. And that was pretty much it. And then I've gotten a few texts from him, but I will never talk to him again because I don't think that I've ever had that kind of conversation with somebody that since I was maybe 12, I don't know, where a 12-year-old boy gets mad and he says, welcome to the big leagues or something. It's just like, what? You can't do that.
My favorite story is that he asked you to not blog about him. I'm like, Sarah doesn't have a blog. What are you talking about?
So he did also say, be mindful when you're blogging about me. And I go, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. I don't have a blog.
Blogging is so early 2000s,
yeah,
right?
So it's the
about him, though.
The girls' Facebook group that talks about men when they are, you know, if they're bad to date or abusive or whatever the hell it may be. There is that I'm a member of, but I also haven't said anything about him in that. I was like, dude, I don't have time to write about you online, but that whole conversation started with that. So if you're going to lead with the please be kind and then you're going to say welcome to the big leagues, like, I don't know, man, I kind of got receipts that I could cut and
We're
paste.
going to talk about you on the pod.
Yeah, and you're going to be on the podcast. So no, the good news is that no, I am not seeing that man anymore, and I am very happy about it. I'm very at peace.
Good.
I know. I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, you seem much more.
Yes,
your
I'm
spirit
very.
is back in a good spot.
It's back. Yeah, I I do think it's difficult for people our age, women who are independent, to date men, because I think a lot of men need to be needed for something, whether it's kids or protection or financial stuff, whatever it is. And when you don't need any of those things, then it just becomes do you contribute to my life? Are you an addition to my life? Do you still maintain my peace? Do you do those things? And if you don't, you're going to be in my life for about 5 fucking minutes, because I am run around so much all the time with Adeline and work stuff and my friends that I love and my family and all of the things that it's, I'm not going to have time I have no interest in making the time to entertain you that it actually takes when you're that busy, right? If you do not add something to my life.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm back. I feel better about it. Woo! Got that out of the system. Jesus Christ.
Much better.
Yes. So that is good. You have, though, been working your ass off lately.
Oh, my God. I'm so tired.
So usually in work comp, we try 1 to 2 cases a year. Rebecca has tried 2 cases in the past month and a half.
2 in January.
And you are, how many have you won?
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
I won 2 for 2. I'm so happy.
Unheard of in the work comp scenario setting, because all of the judges are former employer insured defense attorneys.
Well,
just throwing that out there.
We don't end up trying cases unless
something's really gone awry.
Absolutely, because we don't try, unlike a jury trial and a personal injury case, we don't go and get a big verdict. We're trying, when we try cases, it's to get income benefits started or get medical treatment
just benefits that they're owed.
Right, or if a claim's been denied. So it's really, we don't go and get a big figure. We go to get stuff. But most of the time it resolves, or you're trying it because they think your client's lying. And both of these, they thought my client was lying. One of them I'm super happy about is this 34-year-old woman who hurt her wrist as a dental hygienist. And it started out as a minor injury, had a carpal tunnel surgery. They denied it because she had a prior wrist injury 10 years earlier. Had no treatment in the 3 years leading up to it, and had worked for this employer for several years. They deny it. What's awful is when they denied it, she had to get treatment on her own. She had no income coming in because she couldn't use her arm. And now she has CRPS. So literally she's right-handed. She cannot use her right arm. She just had a spinal cord stimulator trial, and it was super
successful. So CRPS, for those that don't know, is complex regional pain syndrome. It's usually due to some sort of crush injury in the work comp setting, but a lot of times doctors will not diagnose it. And it is... if you see the actual film of it, you'll see say you get it on your hand, right? You get thickened nail beds, almost like talons.
Your hair can either grow thicker or fall off.
Yeah, it falls off. Your skin swells up and becomes mottled and pale. It's the worst thing. I remember at our defense firm that I worked for, with some doctors that are extraordinarily employer insurer friendly came in. And they were like, we don't think CRPS exists. And as a defense attorney, and they're showing slides of the fucking condition. As a defense attorney, I raise my hand, I go, excuse me, then what is that? Because that does not look like they're faking an injury. How do you swell up in your hands and lose all the hair and get talon-like fingernails, and they're just in constant pain? It's the worst.
It's so frustrating. And it does seem like it tends to be more women than men. And so that's I do feel like doctors are a little bit harder on women.
No way.
Right? I know. There are subjective complaints that we're making up. But what the judge did note in her order that she could see the modeling and the guarding that my client was doing. Anyway, so that one, the other one was also good. It's just crazy. I feel like we're having to try things that would have just been picked up or settled in the past.
There seems to be a pattern of it recently. Well, and I think part of the reason is our appellate division in the work comp board for Georgia has swung a lot more conservative. So even if you have some of these reasonable administrative law judges that are, they're looking at the facts and they're saying, good God, yeah, you got to pick this up. The appellate division is overturning them. So we've had, over and over and over again. So, and that's one of the considerations that we have with conversations with our clients, where we will say, hey man, we may win at this, but the appellate division's probably going to overturn it. But we've actually had 3 or 4 probably court of appeals cases come down where they're like, I'm sorry, the appellate division got it wrong, and they're flipping it back.
Court of appeals has been good for the claimant's bar as of late.
Hopefully it stays
that way.
Because it's not like they're being activist judges. They're actually following the law instead of some of our lower court judges. So it's been good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So who are we having on today?
I'm so excited. My another former colleague, Daphne Saddler, she recently started her own law firm called the
Love
Brick
that.
Law Firm. She does a lot of premises liability work. So I'm curious to hear her thoughts on tort reform and how that is impacting her practice.
Yeah.
But also she's like a crazy, she's not crazy. She's crazy busy mom, and
All
she's
the things.
lawyering and doing all the stuff. So I always think it's fun to have other moms on and be like, hey,
I love that.
little camaraderie. We're all in it together.
No,
so,
it's the best.
but yeah, so we'll have Daphne on. So
All right. Well, join us in just 1 second. All right.
welcome back to Lawyers and Libations. We're so excited to have Daphne with us.
Yay, Daphne!
So Daphne, what's your bev today that you brought?
Daphne brought drinks.
Yes, we're going to have some diet cocaine.
I'm
All the fancy
intrigued.
people are doing it right now, where you have some Diet Coke with some champagne.
Okay.
So what better way to have...
Sounds fucking terrible,
Liquid
but I'm
cocaine.
excited to try it.
You know, I think Tom Hanks drinks it.
Okay.
What?
So Tom likes it.
Okay, you want me to pour it?
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
pour it. Okay. So
Tom
okay.
drinks it, then, you know.
Yeah, obviously, if Tom drinks it, it's
I
amazing.
am curious. Because, I was so addicted to Diet Coke when I was younger.
Because it's fucking delicious.
It's so good. And then I got headaches when I quit drinking it. So I try not to
I think
drink
that's
it.
just caffeine, though.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I drink like 5 cups of coffee a day.
Maybe it's a little bit of cocaine.
Maybe that's why you don't have any headaches anymore. That's true. All right, let's try it. Okay.
Cheers to
Cheers,
Diet.
fucking. What if it's good? If,
All right, let's
I'm
see.
blaming Tom Hanks if this sucks, by the way.
It smells weird.
Just saying.
It's not terrible.
No, it's actually good.
It's not terrible. It feels like my teeth enamel's going to rot off, but it's not. But it's kind of refreshing.
I think it needs more ice, though. I think it definitely needs to be cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
This is like that sake squirt
game.
gun shit.
Cheers to Diet Cocaine,
Cheers,
ladies.
well done,
Cocaine,
girl,
yeah.
well done. I do not have to blame Tom Hanks for this. I mean, unless my enamel comes off my teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's not awful.
Daphne,
I'm going to
It's not
swallow
bad.
this up.
tell me when you started your own firm.
I started in September of last year. So we're really, the firm is really new.
Yes.
Just started it. It's a premises liability boutique firm. So
Perfect.
We focus
We need
on
those.
premises. Anything
We
that
need
happens
you
on
desperately.
Property. Yes.
And so is that where the name Brick comes from?
No, actually. So
That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking
I
too,
like
yeah.
it. I might use that actually.
Now that I've thought of that.
Yes.
I want the firm to survive me. So when I'm gone, I want the firm to still be here. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to name it after myself.
Okay.
So instead, I named it something that shows a strong foundation.
Okay.
Because what I'm trying to build is a strong foundation that whoever comes after me can continue to build upon.
I
so
love
I came
that.
up with Brick Law Firm because it represents that.
Very cool.
I thought it legitimately was like you tripping
But I like
over a
that.
brick. Like
I
you're
like it, and I'm going to use that. So that's the other reason.
Yep.
It'll help people remember. Yeah,
So
call the
what-
Brick Law Firm if you're hurt on somebody's property.
Yeah. What made you want to go out on your own?
On my own. I wanted to do something smaller and that was more locally focused and where I can actually get into the cases. So I'm used to working for these larger law firms, and the larger law firms is just go. And there's no time for
It's
that.
a
more.
mill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
a
call
mill.
them mill firms.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't want that life. I wanted to be able to actually connect with my clients. I like it when I have a connection rather than it just being another case
Number.
file. And so I wanted to do something that was boutique, that was small, locally focused, and my clients know me. Like, we can just sit there and chat and just talk. Hey, Daphne.
Yeah. See, that's fantastic. That is definitely one of the reasons why we did it too. Yeah, I mean, like, got to make it small and more specialized, and then you can have meaningful relationship with your clients, and then they refer other people to you.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. And it's nice. Like, we don't have case managers. Like, we have paralegals, but we talk to our clients. And I think that builds the relationship where they like you. And then when their friends get hurt, then they just they use you for everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When you can't do that when you're managing 150 to 200 cases at a time.
No,
And then when you refer them to another firm, like let's say they call you because they have a workers' comp issue, and then you refer them to Rebecca Sarah.
Yeah.
Then they trust it because they trust you. And so
Exactly.
they trust your referral. They're like, oh, okay, I know the perfect lawyer for this. And they automatically, they like that relationship that they have with you transitions to whatever the firm is that you refer them to because they trust you. So it just builds a really good relationship across the board.
It does, and it's also phenomenal to, you know, we talk about this a lot, that there's, you know, the old boys club, right? Where the deals are made on the golf courses. The referrals are made on the golf courses. They're going out to doctors, you know, all the things, right? It is so fucking tiresome. And so our biggest thing is like, let's refer to women, like especially like strong women, moms, multitaskers, no fuck around. We do the best we can for our clients, and then we go home and like help our families and raise our families and do our home stuff. And then we're back in it the next day. I think it's something that women bring to the table. And especially like the empathetic side of, you know, being able to relate to the clients when they're hurt and things that have happened that men just don't bring to the table.
Yeah, and the other thing is that women are less bullshitters.
Yeah.
And so
For sure.
At the very forefront, like they're going to tell you if your case is shitty, or if whatever the issue is, they're going to tell you. If they're preparing you for a deposition or whatever have you, they're going to tell you, these are the issues, you need to fix this, you need to fix that. I don't really see that in the male counter. I think
a lot of them. Yeah,
they'll bullshit you a lot more, and then you realize why you didn't get the money that you wanted, or you realize why things didn't come out the way that you felt like they should have, and it's because you got bullshitted throughout the entire process. Where I think the female attorney is just going to be forward with you, like, listen, I can't get you this money. I don't.
Right.
It's just not going
to happen. Yeah.
Well, and I think we see things. Like particularly, and I feel like I hammer on this a lot, but like I feel like females in doctors' offices do not get the same attention from doctors, and like if they just think that we're whiners, right?
Which is hysterical, because if you've ever seen those fucking studies that show the men that they put the E-stim things on for their abdomen for labor pains, and they are on the fucking floor. It's like, oh, really? Do you know how high our pain tolerance is, you fucks?
Yeah, I think that, and I think doctors just don't take women as seriously on some things. And so knowing that, and as a woman, I prepare my female clients before they go to an orthopedist. I'm like, here's the scoop. I'm not asking you not to be dramatic about it, but like there are certain like ways to present to these doctors to have them listen to you. And I'll use certain doctors with female clients. I'll be like, if they're on our panel, I'll pick them because I know that they'll listen to women. And I don't know that that's something a guy would know, right? Like I know that because I'm protective of my female clients, right. But like, I can't imagine a male attorney having that conversation with a woman.
No. Not even close.
So you have 3 kids?
I have 3 kids.
Okay.
Oh, you and Rebecca both. What are the ages of yours?
They are 11. And
boy or girl?
Girl.
Girl.
My 11-year-old's a girl, and then I have one that's turning 3 next week, and I have one that turns 2 in June.
Whew,
so
you were in it.
22 and 23, I was busy.
Yeah. To put it lightly, yeah. You were like, well, these things happen.
And I have a 13-year-old niece that I have taken under my wing.
Oh, I love that. And so she lives with you as well?
She lives with me. She's mine.
God, well done, Mom. Well done.
Staying busy. So what do you do to kind of keep it all rolling?
That's a great question.
You're like,
we're still trying to figure it out, right?
I just go. It's kind of one of those things. You wake up and you just. I literally. Luckily, I'm a morning person, so I'm that annoying. Oh my gosh, I'm so annoying. I love me, but I get up and I'll start singing. And,
oh Jesus! If I were your kid, I'd kill you.
Let me tell. Oh my gosh! So my daughter had a Girl Scouts trip in Savannah, and I went. Just because my daughter calls me helicopter mom, whatever.
We all are.
You're a mom. You can do whatever you want to do.
Right. Yeah. And so I went, and in the mornings, I would wake up at like 6 o'clock because, we always had early days. And I would start singing this song, and it drove the girls crazy.
But you know what? They fucking loved it.
They loved it.
Of course
Immediately they would get up because they're like, oh my gosh. And then like morning 2, they were just like, okay, we got to get up because your mom's going to come in here and she's going to start singing that song, and it drives us crazy.
We've got to get up to put a pillow over her face quickly before she gets up.
So now the Girl Scouts moms are like, oh my gosh, we sing your song and it works every morning. They're
what
like,
song is it?
Do you really want me
to sing?
Fuck
yeah.
Yeah.
It goes, it's time to get up. It's time to get up. It's time to get up in the morning.
Oh my God. Oh, I'd fucking kill you.
And then the pitch gets higher every time.
If they don't get up? Oh my God, this is brilliant.
Nope.
I wake up very happy.
I'm like, oh my God, stop. Because because it just gets higher and higher.
That's funny as shit.
that's
So
spectacular.
Rebecca is a morning person.
I'm a very happy
I'm a
morning
night person. I'm up until like 2 a.m. every night. So she is up at 5 a.m. every morning and works out and drinks coffee and does all those things. I am very peacefully sleeping during that time.
Love the morning.
If someone came in and sang that song to me, fucking shit. Someone
I'm gonna do that the
there'd
next
be a
time we're
bloodbath.
sharing
No,
a room.
you're dead. I'll do it at 2 a.m. on your ass if you try that on me. That's fucking amazing, though. That's really funny.
The current song I'm getting in trouble with the kids, because it's baseball season, so we're at the ballpark and all the kids have the walkout songs. And not shockingly, everyone's walkout song right now is Kendrick Lamar, Turn the TV Off, the one where it goes, mustard. So every time it comes on, I'm like, I get ready for the mustard part.
You're
and
like,
he goes, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
Don't do it, Mom, don't do it, don't
mustard. She goes, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. And I'm like, what, that your mom knows Kendrick Lamar? Like, I don't know what you're mad
not
about.
allowed. Moms are not allowed.
We cannot be fun or
are
cool.
fun and amazing and cool as shit.
Yeah,
So
I told
I'm
her,
just saying.
they were like mad about my singing as well recently. And I go, look, the day that I stop singing and dancing and acting like an idiot is a bad day because that means something is really off.
Yep.
If I'm not rapping or doing
100%.
something else.
I'm
Like,
Adeline and I, we both sing in the car constantly, all the time. But I also threaten her. So she's a goalie. And so when she's out on the field and stuff and I do the whistle, I go, whew. And if she doesn't look up or she doesn't look at me and like we finish the thing, she knows I'm like, I'm going to come for you. And I'll start doing like this little dance on the side. Like if she does not pay attention to me, I'll go, more energy, more passion, more footwork, more foot. And she'll be like, don't you fucking do it. And I was like, then you better fucking listen to me because that punishment's coming down the pike fast, motherfucker.
poor kids. What are they going to do with their strong,
I'll be
crazy
like this
moms?
on the side with the jazz hand. She's like, fuck, stop.
Mom, I'm focused.
I'm focused. Are you though? If you'd focus on me and just all you got to do is listen to me for like 3 seconds and you can fucking focus right on. And I
you
won't
go.
dance on the sideline, but come for me, bruh.
Love it.
So we don't do any premises work. I tell you,
None.
It is so complicated and hard, and that's why.
And it is so
I just call
easily summary
do.
judgment
In a different way.
done at the end. No, but you do that side. That is very difficult work to succeed in Georgia. And I want to know, but I want to know why it's difficult because it fucking is. And 2, why
It's now more
Senate
difficult.
Bill 68, how badly it's fucked you.
Okay. Well, this is really
So let's
fun.
start with 1.
Why is it difficult?
Why is it difficult?
It's difficult because the Georgia laws are written in a way that helps businesses and business owners and property owners. Most properties are owned by businesses.
Number 1 place to do business in the United States.
Right.
Per Kim.
And so they're written. Georgia is very pro-investor, which is good and bad. I mean, it's good for those who want to invest, right? And it's bad for those who
Like bringing
aren't
the
investors.
movies here to do all those things, right? So they moved it from California to doing lots of filming here. So
Yes.
those types of investors. So
Yes.
they're going to put money into
All
the economy.
types, all types.
Yep.
If you own a business, Georgia is a great place to be. If you invest in real estate, Georgia is a great place to be.
Mm-hmm.
If whether you're renting property or you're whatever it is, or you just own a business, I think Georgia is a really good place to be for business owners and investors. And because of that, the reason why it's a great place to be is because the laws are written for them and not for your consumers. Like, for example, if you owe debt, it's easy to seize property in Georgia, where other states have a lot of protections. I mean, you can go after someone's actual home that they're living in, where other places have some kind of homestead type of, my castle is my sanctuary, and
Right.
you really can't go after the house that they live in. Georgia doesn't give you those kind of protections. If you owe property taxes on your home, it's pretty easy for the county to just foreclose on it, put it up for an auction, and have somebody else just buy it right underneath you. I mean, they're
Right.
not buying it; they are taking it, really, and they get 18% interest if you buy a property on tax lien sales. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. So the laws are written in a way that supports businesses and it doesn't protect. It does not protect the injured people, and because of that, it makes it extremely hard. Because, for example, there's this thing called equal knowledge. If the business owner and you, or the property owner and you, both have knowledge of the hazard, just because you have knowledge of the hazard, it closes the doors, even though they knew. So if they knew that this was a hazard and it could cause an injury, and if somebody walks here, they'll probably slip and fall, or they'll trip and fall, or this beam is going to fall on them because the beam is loose, and I know it's loose, but I don't feel like getting to it right now. Mm-hmm. And then this person looks and they see that the beam is loose, but guess what? They're already under it. And they look, they notice it, and they keep walking. But now they got to leave the establishment. So they walk back again. And that
prior
beam
traversal.
falls,
Yep.
and that beam falls when they walked back. Well, now they deem to have knowledge of it when they walked past the beam, but they got to leave the establishment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got to get out. And so they walked back. They're saying, hoping that it wouldn't have fallen on them, right? Because it didn't fall on them the first time. So they're hoping, okay, hopefully this time it doesn't fall on me, and it falls on them, even though the owner of the business knew that that beam was loose and is on its way to, it's probably going to fall any day now. They're still protected,
Right.
and there's no recovery.
So, and is it summary judgment that is what's usually granted on most of these? I mean, like, because I
Right.
know it's like if you can get past summary, this is the little I know about premises liability. If you can get past summary judgment, you're killing it,
Yes,
because usually everybody's like,
yes.
you lost, you're done. Okay, so explain to our listeners what summary judgment is and how that works.
So summary judgment is a dismissal, essentially. It's just at a different stage, and that's why it has a different name. So filing a motion to dismiss is the same thing as filing a motion for summary judgment. It's just that the summary judgment comes after all the evidence has been collected, and that's why they call it a summary judgment, because it's like a summary of the evidence, and the court renders a judgment after a summary of the evidence is in.
That's brilliant. I've never thought about it that way. I'm not gonna lie.
haven't either. I was like,
apparently I'm done. I was like, that's fascinating.
I
That's
wish
why
they'd
they call
explained
it that
way in law school.
Jesus Christ, it would have been very helpful instead of a 12B6 motion. 56.
As opposed to dismissal, where dismissal it's filed like right after the lawsuit. So as soon as the person files a lawsuit, you get a copy of the lawsuit, you see it, and on the lawsuit itself, on the face of the lawsuit, something's wrong. Maybe there's no jurisdiction over you or something like that,
Right.
and you file a dismissal. Summary judgment comes after all of the evidence. The judge gets to summarize the evidence and decide this case should be dismissed.
I remember writing those as a defense attorney. Just when I was not, I did mainly comp, but the guy beside me did just general liability. And I do remember writing them. And
So tell me really fast. That's Rule 56, right? Summary judgment. And then 12B6 is dismiss.
Yep.
God damn it. I am smart.
And then a 30B6 is a corporate officer deposition.
Yes.
30B6.
Look at us
I
throwing
love
out
those
those
just
fucking
drafted
things.
one of those notices just
That's
yesterday.
when we asked to
Henry's
depose
smart right
everyone.
now.
God, I'm proud of us. All right. So continuing. So why is it difficult to overcome summary judgment decision in premises liability cases, say more so than a normal liability case?
Because it's kind of, okay, so on a summary judgment or a dismissal, essentially, right? Everything hinges on the plaintiff, the injured party, right? And how they testify at their deposition. The deposition means everything in a premises case, because the person who's injured is going to be the person that will lose the case, believe it or not. Because if they say something like, I walked past this hazard, I took this exact path, and I took this exact path back, that case is a goner. Because they've just said that they walked past the hazard, and in Georgia, if you walk past the hazard, you're imputed with knowledge of it, even if you didn't notice it.
So
That's what I was about to ask.
Even if you didn't notice it, you have prior traversal.
So you don't have to even notice what it is when you walk past it.
If there's a puddle of water, but you're looking straight because maybe you're looking at some merchandise, you're in a grocery store, and usually they put merchandise for adults here at eye level, so that you can see, you know, and just like cereals, like the sweet cereals and things like that are usually a bit lower, so the kids can see it, because the kids can say, "Hey, mommy, get me these frosted
Sneaky bastards."
Yeah, okay.
No wonder the Lucky
Right?
Charms are on the second row.
Yeah. God.
So you're looking
You're
straight
teaching
up.
us a lot of shit right now. By the way, I'm like, what in the fuck?
getting
These
so
grocery
smart. Yeah. It's the
stores are
Diet Cocaine.
assholes. It is the Diet Cocaine.
The adult stuff is going to be eye level and higher. The kid-friendly stuff is going to be a little bit lower to attract the children, and so the children can get their parents to spend all this money. But you're looking straight up at this merchandise, and so you don't see it. So you're walking right past this hazard, and then you walk back with your little shopping cart because you want to get something
then you
else.
eat it.
And then you
And then you eat it.
But that's prior
Gugunk.
traversal, because you walked
Right.
through that path, and you walk through it, and you're deemed with knowledge of it, because the responsibility is on you to be paying attention
To your surroundings.
even if you're looking at what the business owner wants you to be looking at, and that's this merchandise up here because you're going to reach for it and grab it.
They're like, squirrel!
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to this. And then you come back and that hits you and they're like, I'm sorry, you looked at the squirrel. We did that intentionally, but go fuck yourself.
Right. It's all in the testimony. So it's all the prep. The prep of the plaintiff is the most important thing, because they are going to be what makes or breaks the case, because they need the facts to say legally, you can't move forward.
Right.
Judge, based on because the testimony, the deposition testimony is evidence.
How much time do you spend on depo with the client?
Like an hour or so. And I focus on key issues. I don't care about all the other stuff. All I care about is surviving summary judgment.
Right.
So I'm going to focus on whatever I think the defense attorney is going to ask. And because I did defense work already, I pretty much know what the defense attorney is going to ask half the time. And I'm going to say, here are the holes in your case. Okay? And if they're smart, which, I assume going in that the lawyer is going to be smart, no matter how old they are, how young they are. And there's this mistake that a lot of lawyers make, and that they look at the younger lawyers and assume that they don't know what the hell that they're doing, and they go unprepared because they're against a younger lawyer. And sometimes that younger lawyer knows more than that older lawyer, because the older lawyer is complacent, he's semi-retired and doesn't give a ish anymore.
Yeah,
right? And then that younger lawyer is like,
watch
super
this.
lawyer.
Yeah, watch this. I have shit to prove right now. Watch this.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just got to be prepared for all of that, because you really don't know unless you know your opponent. You really don't know, right? So I just look.
I love that you just called him your opponent instead of opposing counsel. That was. Yeah, I love that, because I mean, especially on those cases, like when they are coming in, because that's where they're going to get the information. That's where they're going to fuck up your case. They are coming in for battle on that point. That was
all the other stuff doesn't matter. I mean, it matters on premises case, but what matters the most is going to be your client, the plaintiff's testimony, the injured person's testimony, because that is all they need to get a case kicked out. Is just their testimony.
Right.
All the other stuff doesn't matter. However, that new little bill.
Oh yeah, Senate
we wanna
Bill
changes things a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
So
now
talk to
they
us
may
about
not even
that.
need that.
So I asked a really fast.
They may not even need the testimony to get cases
Coming
kicked out.
in here, it was the funniest thing. One of our friends said, "How do you feel about that?" And I go, "How do I feel? I feel like we got bent over with zero fucking lube and zero anything and hammered.
Yeah.
Hammered." So for our listeners, we've done multiple, podcasts and discussed the tort reform that's been coming down in Georgia. That was Governor Kemp's new pet thing on his way out, to show how pro-insurance company, pro-business, all of the things, without providing any sort of information or statistics on how any of these measures would actually drop your insurance rates, which is really fucking cute. They actually, which is fun, decided to convene a study group after they passed it to say whether or not it would lower your insurance rate. So obviously we know
it won't.
They actually had that as a potential amendment, and they shot it down. Fucking shocker with their $26 fucking billion, each insurance company per year profit. So it's exhausting. But as an aside, tort reform passed in Georgia. There's a huge group of us that are fucked. And so I want to find out how badly you're fucked, Daphne. Go ahead and tell me.
So it's interesting because I come from two different perspectives, right? Mm-hmm. I am a real estate investor,
yes,
but I'm also a plaintiff's attorney,
right?
So I get both perspectives. I love real estate investment. That's why I started I had to pull myself back because I started getting off into.
You're like, I want this. This is fun.
But so the problem I have with this whole bill is, one, they lied. Big time.
No shit.
When they talked about the insurance premiums. And I don't like that because I think our legislators need to be informing people, its constituents, not lying to them. So Florida is such a great example, okay? Because I practiced in Florida before I came here. Florida has their own tort reform. And guess what? Their insurance premiums are through the roof because it has nothing to do with lawsuits.
No, it has everything to do with hurricanes.
Fires in California, and hurricanes, and all these major claims that are going in from natural disasters, not these liability lawsuits.
Of course not.
And that's what
where they only
really
get popped when you fucking fuck around and find out and you're not reasonable at the beginning.
And that's the other
Jesus.
thing. So the other issue I have with that is that the bill pretty much says that jurors, the constituents of these legislators that are passing these bills, are too stupid to know a frivolous lawsuit.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
That's sweet. That is what they're
pretty much saying, we don't trust y'all to do this, and so we're going to limit all these types of cases, and the cases that do get through, we're going to limit what kind of arguments the lawyers can make, because we don't trust y'all to be able to decide, how much somebody should recover based on the evidence. We just don't want to leave it up to you guys, because we don't trust you all. We don't think that you guys are smart enough to know anything. But going on that,
I get so mad.
Negligent
I
security.
told you, Daphne, she's going to get fired up.
I'm gonna get fired up.
I'm about to get you even more
I'm
fired
starting
up.
to breathe heavily.
Negligent security is a huge one, a huge ticket on this, and I'm going to tell you why.
Explain to them what negligent security is.
Negligent security is
In a
saying
rape
that
setting.
a homeowner, not a homeowner, I'm sorry, owner of property, of commercial property.
Condo complexes.
Condo complexes primarily is what's really getting hit in Georgia, is that they failed to provide security. And their failure to provide security resulted in the person that's on their property
being murdered
getting injured.
or raped.
Okay.
Or, yep. Mm-hmm.
So Atlanta is a hot spot right now, because since COVID, everyone's been moving into Atlanta. So it was like 2020 hit, and it's like everyone, all these people from Ohio and New York and California and Michigan, Detroit. I mean, everyone just seems to be flocking to Atlanta. Among other, there are other places too, but
Here's
Atlanta
that way
seems
based
to be
on
a
the
hot
traffic.
spot.
Just throwing that out there.
Because of that,
Fuck.
traffic is crazy. Rental rates have skyrocketed. Real estate rate, buying a house now, the price has gone up, because the
Crazy.
New York people are selling their tiny little one bedroom for $500,000, taking that cash, coming here and getting like a 6-7 bedroom house. And that's just, and everybody's frustrated about that. I get it. Everybody's pissed. But you have these commercial real estate investors that are building or purchasing these older dump apartment complexes. They're revamping them, making them look real nice, or they're building really nice apartment complexes in really shitty neighborhoods, right? Now, before these people are coming in and building stuff, they're doing their little assessments and then looking at the neighborhood. Is it safe? Is
I've
it not
seen
safe?
it.
What the
Ryan
crime
always
rate
has a
is.
map.
Okay.
And it has little
Little
dots.
maps.
Right. So they already know, okay, I'm coming into this really crappy neighborhood, but there's a MARTA line. You can get to and from downtown really great. We can advertise it in a way that it will attract money. It'll attract the people who work downtown. It'll attract the people who work midtown, and we can get people that have good income living here. But it's still in a really shitty neighborhood. So I'm going to add some gates, and I'm going to add some security that's driving around.
Right.
We're going to advertise 24-hour security. We're going to advertise our gates are great, and they're super high, and nobody can jump over them. And our place is nice. Newly renovated if it's an old dump. It's newly renovated if it's a newly built. This is new construction. It's so beautiful. It's so great.
Everybody come here.
And then everybody come here. We're going to charge you, $2,500 a month, because we have all these amenities. We have a gym, and we have this, and we have that, and we have concierge service and all this other stuff, right? Great. Except you move in, but before you move in, you do your little tour.
Right.
And you're on a little cart, and you're doing your tour, and it's during the daytime while the criminals are all still asleep.
Yeah.
Okay? So you don't
Because
really...
they have from late last night.
Right.
On the street.
So you're doing your little tour. You're like, oh my gosh, this place is so amazing. I can't wait to move in. Oh, it's so beautiful. And then you move in. And you move in, and your car's getting broken into. You're on when you come home from work, you're fighting through traffic or MARTA line or whatever have you. You get home at like 6-7 o'clock. Let's say it's November where it's darker, earlier. The breezeway light is broken on your building, and so it's super scary.
Yeah.
And things are happening. Complaints are going into management, but management sucks, and they're not doing anything about
That sounds about right. Yeah.
So, and this is Atlanta and Metro Atlanta. These are the apartment complexes. They're making a shit ton of money, and the management style is shitty. But you go on their websites are beautiful, and the way that they advertise these things is amazing. And if you go on the tour, you're always going to go during the daytime when the gate is open. So you don't even realize that the gate's actually broken, and it stays open even at midnight.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I had a case with my kiddo, who was leaving and going home from study from her friend's house that she went after school.
Right.
And the breezeway light of this apartment complex was broken. Security and management knew it was broken. And if you Google it online, it's a really pretty apartment complex.
Beautiful.
Really beautiful. They knew it was broken. There was a squatter that was living in the breezeway. He turned it into his little home. As my little client was walking past the breezeway, he grabs her up, bends her over, and rapes her.
Fucking stab.
And they knew, I'm assuming they knew he lived there.
They knew. They did know. Absolutely. And so when you have these cases, because a lot of times the management company knows of the general condition of what's going on. They know generally. They don't know. What they don't know is that specific guy is going to rape that specific girl. They don't know that. But they know that breezeway light is broken. And they know that guy is staying there. And he's a trespasser and he should not be there. They do know all those things. And they do nothing about it. And they have complaints upon complaints of burglary, of breaking and entering, of all sorts of stuff. So they know that there are things happening in their community, and also their gate is broken. I mean, everything.
Everything's
Things aren't
fucked.
working. Okay. Now, before I was able to bring forth that claim, and they were forced to pay the full policy limit. This bill, I cannot bring forth that claim. Because I cannot show that management company knows that guy is going to rape that
little girl.
Oh my God, I'm gonna start crying. That's so awful.
But fucking throw up.
And so that's kind of the situation that we're in. And her friend, who she went to study with or whatever after school, the mother of that child believed when she moved in that she was moving into a safe place. A gated community, a community that's beautiful in Atlanta and is close to the kids' school, and and my daughter can have her friends come over. They can do homework together, and her friends can safely leave the property to get home. That is what that parent thought when she was moving in, and that's not the kind of community that she lives in right now. And right now, when this bill passes, no one's going to be able to do anything about it. When these situations happen.
I'll tell you really fucking fast what I would do about it. Like, you either want to be paid financially or you want fucking vigilante justice, because you fucking bend over and rape my fucking kid.
Murder.
Everyone's dead. Everyone, period. I can go ahead and say that on the podcast. Everyone's fucking dead. So, okay, fine. Don't pay the policy limits. Let's fuck around and find out. It makes me so mad.
And they're not going to have to pay it. They're not going to have to pay it. And you're really not even going to need to wait. And remember how I was saying that the plaintiff's deposition means everything. And then I kind of segued it into this, except for with this bill, because now you don't even need to get that far. All you have to get to is, where's the evidence that shows that they knew that guy was going to do it to her? You don't need to take the injured person's deposition. You don't need to do anything. It all comes from the initial evidence, and there's no way to prove that.
No.
So obviously,
you can't prove what anybody knew about anybody else.
Exactly.
Right?
So obviously, a lot of these issues were brought up. I watched a lot of the testimony. Did anybody bring up that specific issue, and what was the response? Did anybody bring up? There were multiple attorneys that went in and testified in front of the Senate and the House, and they talked about all of the potentials of what this bill could lead to. I'm interested to know what the insurance companies said of that's not going to happen. Besides, I did hear some of it, and they go, well, that's not the intent. That's not going to happen. It's like, motherfucker, did you read the language of your own fucking bill?
Right. I think a lot of those testimonies came out, but I don't think they care, because at the end of the day, it's all about money.
Yeah.
Right? It's all about money, and it's just kind of one of those situations. So I don't think they care. I don't give a shit. I think they're tired of paying $1 million for all these people that are getting shot. Because that's another thing. There's been a lot of murders, and a lot of those murders are happening in these apartment complexes. And oftentimes, apartment complexes security is lacking.
Right.
And they know it's lacking, and they do nothing about it. And so you have all these vigilantes when the sun goes down that's coming onto this property because they know that there's money there. So I'm going to break into some of these nice cars. I'm going to try to steal these nice cars. Or I'm going to try. I mean, you have postal people that are afraid of making deliveries in some of these areas. The apartment complex is nice when you look at it,
right?
But there's tons of craziness. So once it hits a certain time, there's certain service people that are not going onto these apartment complexes.
Even in our work stuff, I won't put our checks out and stuff when we're mailing out checks to clients. If it's the end of the day and it hasn't come yet, fucking that shit comes right back in.
I pull it right in the door.
Nope. I was like, right back inside. We're not doing a bunch
these days.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that just,
But they do know, right? So that's the thing. The people don't know, but they know.
They know. They've already gotten complaints and all the things.
Many complaints, and these are easy fixes. Just fix the darn gate. Just make sure that if this security company is doing nothing, then get a different security company. There's so many different security companies, and some security companies, I mean, one of the things that they promote is the type of security that they provide. It's just that they might be a little bit more expensive, and they don't want to pay it.
Well, or get rid of the trespasser. Why is there a squatter living
on the fucking breezeway?
They knew he was there.
Oh, fuck that.
That's
nope,
the crazy
everyone's
thing.
dead.
They knew he was there, which is why they paid it.
You feel free to break into my fucking car. I don't care. You touch my kid, you're dead.
Like, she didn't even have to be deposed. They paid it because they knew he was there. But now with this bill, they're not going to pay it.
So I will say the one thing that I have like a little bit of hope in, and I can't just be absolutely like sunshine and rainbow bright. I have no fucking idea, but you know, in Florida, they had passed so many restrictions and so many changes to the Florida work comp system that eventually it got so bad that like attorneys couldn't make any money representing injured people. So injured people couldn't find attorneys, right? And so the Supreme Court of Florida actually threw out the entire work comp system of Florida and said, fuck it, start over. You guys have fucked this so badly. You've got to start over. I'm hopeful, sunshine and rainbow bright, that maybe it's going to take 1 to 2 years to get up into that area. But maybe the Supreme Court of Georgia will be like, you guys fucked this up so fucking badly that actually regular Georgians do not have the rights that they are fucking entitled to, and this is going to get thrown out as unconstitutional. I'm hopeful. Maybe there's some sort of, you know, clash between the Georgia state constitution and this fucking bill. Anything that we can find, somebody's got to do something.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't think so. But I think what will happen is that there will be a lot of interpretation from the appellate court. The Court of Appeals is going to have to interpret this bill because it's so poorly written.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And it limits lawyers from being able to make arguments. I don't think you can do that.
No.
Because the craft of a trial lawyer is argument. It's
right.
It's an art.
Right.
So you can't say, oh, you can't use hypotheticals. Like, what do you mean I can't use hypotheticals when trying to explain to a jury
a value of a human life or anything?
Right. So I think a lot of those things are going to get kicked back where the legislature is going to have to either remove it completely or tweak it. So I think there'll be a lot of tweaking, but the bill itself, I think, is going to stand because most of it attacks negligent security is a huge attack, and again, it's because so many insurance companies have had to pay out on a lot of these wrongful death, rape,
will they not just fix your security?
Hotels where they're trafficking people, and they know.
So they made the amendment.
Sex trafficking ring.
So they made an amendment for the sex trafficking. Yes. Correct. Explain that.
Not the apartment complex.
Right.
And so on the sex trafficking amendment, again, it
was very small. Yeah, no way.
It's poorly written and doesn't make much sense, to be quite frank. And so I don't know, I can't tell from reading it how much it opens it up for people to bring forth their claims and for their claims to actually come through. But it still makes it just as hard as it does with apartment complexes, for example. It doesn't make it any easier, and it certainly closes the door, in my opinion, across the board for anything that happens on a premises dealing with negligent security or similar type of injuries.
So we had 3 Democrats vote for this bill in the House, and it passed by 1 vote. We had 3 Democrats, and the immediate thing was, your ass is going to be primaried. If you don't give a shit about your constituents, like, it's one thing. I mean, like, we get it. We're in conservative Georgia. Or like, a lot of you all get huge donations from the insurance company. That's fine. If you're a Democrat and you voted for this shit, you are going to get primaried your ass off. So I know that's coming down the pike.
So I have 2 opinions on that, right?
Give it to me, girl.
So I think it's unfortunate that they sided with passing the bill.
Yes.
But the reason why I think it's unfortunate that they sided with passing the bill is because it seemed like the whole Democratic Party was against it.
Caucus,
and it should have been more of a unified, like, okay, if they're all against it, then we should, follow suit. Maybe, I don't know. But I have 2 opinions on it because I don't think it's a party bill.
No, I agree.
I don't think it's
I
a
100%
Democrat
Definitely not a party
Republican
bill.
bill.
I
It's such a-
100%
When I see
agree.
like 3 Democrats kind of voted for, I'm of two opinions. I'm like, they should have voted against it, but I think they should have voted against it not because they're Democrats.
No,
even though
I
there was an
agree.
agreement,
Yeah.
I think that all Democrats would vote against
Yeah.
it. But I think they should have voted against it because it's a bad bill.
Because there were multiple
Just like many
Republicans
yeah.
voted against it.
Yeah, it's
That one
they said
guy lost
absolutely
his
not.
job.
I know, poor little fella. So he was representing the chamber in his district, and they fucking fired him because he voted against it. Because he said, he was like, this is a bad bill. This hurts Georgians, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm mad about all of it.
Damages is another thing that's really funky about the bill, where it's going to be limited to what health insurance would have
Collateral
paid. whether or not
source
you
rule, that's
use
fun.
Health
Yep.
insurance and all that stuff. And that's going to be really hard to prove what health insurance would have paid for this specific procedure. Some people's insurance, their deductibles are really high. They just can't afford to actually use their insurance.
I'm going to tell every one of
And
my
it's
fucking
just-
clients not to use their insurance anymore. Before I was like, put your insurance in. Now I'm going to be like, nope.
Well, even if they don't use it, right? If they have it,
Then you still have to do
There's
the
no
health insurance,
incentive
right?
of having health insurance. It's just so dumb.
yeah.
It's so frustrating. So going forward, like how will you change your intake process on potential cases?
So
Or do you change it, or do you keep it the same way and just wait and see how it all?
And then
No,
take it up on appeal and tweak it.
So everything else,
your job now.
except for negligent security shooting cases from trespassers, I won't be taking those
Yeah.
because they're going to be impossible to prove, right? But everything else, I'll still take. If it's dealing with how I argue pain and suffering, we'll just
Right.
appeal that. If you don't like the judgment, if you don't like the verdict, then it'll just go on appeal and let the appellate court decide whether or not I use too many hypotheticals or not. Stupid.
So
right?
stupid.
The damages thing is really fascinating, right? Because you can no longer tell the jury how much, like, how to quantify pain and suffering. And pain and suffering is the hardest thing because how do you quantify it? Like, if I tell you that I'm in pain, how do you put a number on that? A lot of people don't know how to put a number on that. And now you can't suggest to them, okay, here, maybe you could try using this calculation. You don't have to, but here's a calculation that you could use. Or I propose that you give them $50,000 for pain and suffering. So I've had defense attorneys give a number and say, I propose you give them $2,000 of pain and suffering, $1,000 for each month, and they only had 2 months of treatment. That's 2 months of pain and suffering. That's it. But guess what? Defense attorneys aren't going to be able to make that argument either. Right? So it hurts. Plaintiffs' attorneys aren't going to be able to craft that argument of, here's how I think that you should give them $100,000 a year for their 5 years of pain and suffering equals $500,000. Well, defense attorneys aren't going to be able to make the argument of give them $1,000, a year or $1,000 a month either, right? So you're pretty much saying no one can suggest a dollar amount on pain and suffering, and so you leave it to a jury, and that can help or hurt.
Is the judge going to be able to
Depending on
give
who your
like
jury
an
is.
instruction, like, hey guys, you can view it this way, or are they just going to fucking be like Jim Bob from, Snellville
evidence.
is going to be like, I don't know, I think it should be $4,000. And Mary Ellen will be like, I think it should be $60,000. And then they're going to fight over it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the jury room's going to be crazy as they're all trying to figure it
hysterical.
out.
Right, because
They don't know. Like without
don't
instruction,
know.
you don't know.
And I mean, right now, there isn't an instruction coming from the bench, coming from the judge saying, here's a dollar amount. But at least the lawyers can give them an idea of, here's how you can make a calculation. Here, try it this way or try it that way. Or, give them some suggestions on ideas. And then they can play around with that idea, maybe come up with their own calculation because they've been given an example of a way to calculate it. But now you really can't do that.
So they have no examples. Just fucking willy-nilly. Just going in there and being like, I don't know.
She said she has 7 out of 10 pain. Put a number on that.
She hurts. Yeah, that's fucking outrageous.
So, what type of cases can we send your way? Like whenever people call in, tell us.
Any case where someone is hurt on a property. So I am all about holding businesses accountable for their hazardous conditions. I hate it when I'm going into if I'm going into a store and the parking lot is just a mess. It's full of potholes, or I go into the store and the store has stuff all over the place. I can name some. There are clothes, hangers, everything everywhere, and I'm stepping over things, and luckily I don't fall. And I hate messy places because my thing is that I'm here to spend money. Make my shopping experience pleasant, whether it's food, whether it's clothes, because I worked hard for my money and now I'm going to turn it over and give it to you. So can you please have the decency of making this place clean and making it neat and safe? And please don't let me mess up my tire as I'm driving into this place so that I can go and buy something from you.
Right.
So things like that. I went into a store real quick. I went into a store to go get a smoothie. And the girl was mopping, and when I came in, the floor was soaking. Oh my gosh. And she went behind. She's like, can I help you? I said, I think you should really put a sign out here. I understand that you're 10 minutes to closing and you want to get all this stuff cleaned up right now because you want to go home. But it's dangerous. It's super
slippery
wet.
As shit. Yeah, that's
so. And then this lady comes up behind me, and the whole time I was like, oh my gosh, I hope she doesn't fall. And then the girl just looked at me. She was, so what do you want?
Oh my God.
So
I will stab.
I attempted to call the business owner the next day so I can
God, I love that you tattled on
him or her.
For sure, because you're trying to protect them from being sued.
Right. And
I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you, because if not, I will sue your fucking ass.
Right.
And make you pay for your dumbass employee.
And sometimes it's the employee, and and there's no training. And when you have smaller places, smaller mom and pops, they just don't know.
Right.
And it's all about just knowing. But I think that it's if no one is bringing the claim, then they're never going to know, or they're never going to be held accountable, and no one's ever going to care. They're going to expect you to come and spend money, and no one's going to care about what the place looks like, how it looks like, should it be neat, should it not be neat. So I think holding them accountable is extremely important, and they should be held accountable because, again, my shopping experience should be pleasant because I'm coming here to spend money. And if you want me to spend money, make sure the place is nice so that I don't get hurt, or my kids don't get hurt, or my elderly mother doesn't get hurt, or my grandmother doesn't get hurt.
Right.
And there's no sign that puts a limit on, hey, if you have any prior existing conditions, don't come in here. So when I come in here and I already have a bad back and now I fall and my back gets worse,
that's me.
You can't tell me that you're not going to pay it because I already had a bad back. Well, you should have warned me not to come into the store if I already have a bad back. Or you should warn my elderly mother not to come into the store because she's elderly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're going to not pay these claims because they already have pre-existing conditions. So anyone that's hurt on a property, you go ahead and you send it to me, and I'll hold
We will send it to you.
And
You are
where
lovely.
can people find you?
What's your website?
Oh, okay. My website is www.breaklawfirm.com. So you just type in
I really
Break
like
Law
that
Firm.
name. That's so fun.
So good.
And it breaklawfirm.com.
Now it's got a double meaning.
Yeah,
double
now it
entendre.
does. Well, we are so happy that you came and joined us today and taught us about all kinds of premise liability, because a lot of it I had no idea.
Motions for summary judgment?
Summary judgment?
You
It's
should
a
be a
summary of
law
the fucking
professor.
evidence. Go get in there and fucking be like, I mean, I've been practicing for 21 years and I'm like, who knew? Jesus Christ. Anyway, but we are thrilled that you came.
Yes.
And thank you so much. And congrats on the new firm. I hope you fucking kill it.
Thank
we will be
you.
sending you our premises liability for sure.
And the lawyers out there, just keep fighting. Take it on up on appeal in the appellate court. Hopefully, we'll fix this shit.
Yeah,
and get it
exactly.
right. And then we'll have a new set of legislators, and they'll rescind some of it and get it right.
Yeah,
it's gonna get
absolutely.
right.
I think it will get right,
take a
too.
minute.
Yeah,
It will.
I think at some point in time, they're just going to be like, we got to tweak this shit because it's outrageous.
Yeah.
So I agree.
Well, cheers. Thanks for
yes.
the Diet Cocaine.
Yeah, the Diet Cocaine, delicious. I mean, again, my teeth enamel may fall off all the way off. But
That
it's
definitely feels
fucking
super weird, but
delicious.
it's good.
It's fine. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us today. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you may get your podcasts.
YouTube?
YouTube, yep. You'll see us on YouTube as well if you want to watch us, which I don't know that I'd recommend. But thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time. Happy spring again.
Happy spring.
Happy spring. Woo.